Welcome to Connect, a podcast produced by the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce. I'm Ryan Owenby, Director of Business Development, and your host. Join us as we share stories from entrepreneurs and community leaders and learn more about what makes Carroll County a great place to live, work, and play. I'd like to take a moment to recognize one of our Forward Carroll investors. Each year, our members show their support of our programming by becoming a Forward Carroll investor. We are grateful to our Forward Carroll partners for their continued commitment. They make the work we do possible. The Scott Evans dealership, Scott Evans Chrysler, Dodge Jeep, and Scott Evans Nissan are family-owned and operated dealerships located in Carrollton. The Scott Evans dealerships are committed to providing personal and professional customer service in a neighborly, stress-free environment. The dealership runs on loyalty established through many years of commitment to West Georgia and the surrounding areas. Owner and president Scott Evans is passionate about his customers and dedicated to his community. Visit one of the friendly Scott Evans dealerships today. Scott Evans Chrysler Dodge Jeep is located at 2280 Bankhead Highway in Carrollton. Scott Evans Nissan is located at 725 Bankhead Highway, also in Carrollton. Thank you to the Scott Evans dealerships for your continued support. Hi, welcome to Connect. This is Ryan Owenby with the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce. Today I am joined by Jan Gibbs, who's the director of Mainstreet in the city of Bowdon, and Connie Hannah, who is the owner of Simple Elegance, Bridal, and Formalwear. Welcome, ladies. We're so glad you're here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see y'all. And I think we might get some sunshine today.
Maybe so.
We're hoping. And we are going to talk about today some things that are going on in the city of Bowdon with Mainstreet. You've got a really fun spring event coming up soon, and we're so glad y'all are here to tell us about it.
Thank you.
So for people that might not know a lot about Mainstreet, can you give us some background on Mainstreet and how the city of Bowdon received that designation?
So there is a national Main Street, and then there's a Georgia Main Street. Georgia Main Street has been around since about 1980, and the city of Bowdon has been a classic Main Street city for about 7 years now. And Main Street focuses on historic preservation and revitalization of downtown and economic development of downtown. So we're really grateful that as small as we are, that we are able to have that classic Main Street designation and to be a Main Street.
That's awesome. And you guys do some great activities and have some really fun things going on in Bowdon. And I think it's the friendly city, and with good reason. And so, Connie, what is your relationship with Mainstreet in the city of Bowdon?
I've been a business owner in Bowdon for 14 years. I have been on the board for, is this going in 4 years? I think 4 years. And then recently I have been named the chairperson. Named the chairperson of the Mainstreet board. So I am new at taking on that role and learning how to navigate through that. And I'm excited for things that are happening in our city.
That's great. It's so exciting to hear the things that are going on in Bowdon. And I wanted to talk a little bit about your next event that's coming up on March 6th. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
So on March 6th, the merchants will be having their spring open house, and this will be our second annual. And it's actually a merchant sponsored, merchant run event. And so the participating merchants will display a green bow. So we've kind of hashtagged look for the bow or look for the green bow. And our merchants just, they have out all their spring merchandise. Their stores are looking so pretty. The windows look pretty. It's just a really fun day.
We're excited to participate in it. We're excited to bring people to Bowdon. Last year was amazing to look out and see the sidewalks and the people walking up and down the sidewalks and the shopping. And we brought people from all around into Bowdon to see what we have to offer.
That's great. And we were there last year, too. It's a lot of fun. I love to come to the things that you guys have with Mainstreet. And can you tell me, as on the Mainstreet board, what exactly does the board do in conjunction with Mainstreet?
So we have a 9-member advisory board, and we talk about everything from setting the Mainstreet budget every year to the events that we're going to have. Our board is made up of some business owners, some property owners, folks that have a stake in downtown Bowdon. And so we our board is a very active board. We decorate for Christmas. We clean up decorations. We do whatever there is to be done, and it's really good to have the board that I have. It's an advantage of having such a close knit community is that we all know each other, and we know our warts and all, I guess. And so we have a board that works well together, and we're real grateful for all their hard work.
That's great. So now, will the merchants have special sales going on the 6th? Is that primarily what the event's for? Is special sales and to get people into Bowdon to shop?
It is. Some of them will have special sales. Some might do some in-store drawing. It's just kind of up to the individual merchant what they do. One thing that we're doing this year that I want to mention, a little bit different from last year, is we're having a food truck this year. The Renegade Chef is going to be in Bowdon. He said he would be ready to begin serving around 11 a.m. So we have great restaurants in Bowdon. Anytime we have a downtown event, our restaurants tend to get full and crowded really quickly. So we just wanted to add another choice, something a little different in there too. So it's just a fun day. So I just tell everybody, come to Bowdon, have breakfast in Bowdon, walk around, visit with the merchants, have lunch. Enjoy our parks. The Renegade Chef is actually going to be located at Heritage Park that day in downtown. So it is just a fun day.
It is. It's exciting. It's exciting to see the city come to life. I say, as on those days. Saturdays are usually busy anyway in Bowdon, but to see the people actually walking the streets and everything is really neat.
Well, and I think, too, people are so ready to get out and about and start, doing some things that are fun and some things that we recognize as normal. And actually, the last time that I remember doing anything normal was last year at the spring open house in Bowdon. We took our grandchildren there, and that every time I look at that picture, I'm like, that's the last time we did something normal. So
the next weekend, everything.
That's right.
It was When we had spring open house last year, everybody kind of knew that COVID was coming. I know that most of us did not fully grasp what was coming.
No, I had no idea.
A year ago, a year later, we would still be wearing masks and all this, we would, I would have said, no. So it was really one of the last things.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that was a year ago, and but it was still, we had a great time, and my grandchildren remember it very fondly. I think it's probably because the last time they were out anywhere, so it's probably the harsh reality of that. So it's exciting that you guys are doing that. What are some of the other things that you do for Mainstreet and in the city of Bowdon?
So some of our events, historically, we have Founders Day, which is the first weekend in August every year. Now, last year we weren't even able to have Founders Day. This year we hope, and I haven't spoken with the Historical Society, so I don't know what their plans are yet, and they're probably like us. They may not fully know because none of us really know where we will be by August, but we hope that Founders Day will at least be able to go on this year in some capacity. Maybe not the fully blown Founders Day like we have had some years, but we certainly hope we can observe it and celebrate it in some way. One thing I did want to mention too when we talk about our spring event, we had a merchants meeting last week, and one of the things that was mentioned was planning for social distancing and for merchants, to make that decision as to whether or not they're going to ask people to wear masks. So we just really encourage people to wear a mask when you can't social distance. And of course, we've all used so much hand sanitizer. I'm surprised we still have skin on our hands, but just remembering to be respectful of other people and social distance.
That's one of the things that we've really stressed on our end is be reasonable, respectful, and responsible. And because everybody comes at this from a different spot,
right.
I think the overriding thing is we just want to get it behind us and do what we can to stay safe and keep others safe. And you guys have done a great job with the events that you've had. I think you were able to do your holiday.
We did. You asked me about events that we do, and I was going to mention Bowdon by Candlelight, which is in November of every year. It's been going on. Actually, I'll let Connie talk about that a little bit if she wants to, because that was Bowdon by Candlelight's in its 21st year.
21st year, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done 13 of those. But yeah, Bowdon by Candlelight is always a great time. And this year we were able to still have it amidst everything that was going on, but we were still able to do it. And I think everybody was responsible and respectful of, distancing and wearing masks if needed. But town was still filled. And I think, again, it was that little bit of normalcy, a little bit of,
Right.
wow, we're actually getting back to having things and being able to go out and shop and support our local businesses and not sit at home and wonder what's happening. So that was great. And that's always a great event for Main Street. And we always enjoy doing it. And like Jan said earlier, we decorating the park and getting ready. This year we were able to add a little decorations to the park. And it was really nice to see, because with my business being directly across from Heritage Park, you don't look out there any time of the day or evening and there was people in the park taking pictures. And it was just great to see that interaction. And feel like we were, we had brought some joy and things. We had a gingerbread house out there this year, and the kids taking their pictures, and it was just really neat to see that. And I love to see that when we're able to do things like that as a Main Street program, and to see that it benefits our community.
Absolutely. And I think, and kind of get your take on this, I think during the pandemic, one of the things that has been so heartwarming to me is the fact that so many people have had a resurgence of understanding the importance of shopping local, of supporting our local businesses. And it's been great to see. And I can speak for Carroll County. Certainly, our folks have really stepped up to the plate to support our small businesses, to support our restaurants. And that's something that we from the Chamber really want to continue that trend. As far as shopping local and supporting local. Have you guys seen that in Bowdon as well?
I think so. I think I have.
We have. Just about every merchant that I have spoken with had a good Christmas season. And I know several of them remarked on having a busier Black Friday than they had in the past. And so I think that more people are realizing the importance of shopping local and supporting those local businesses, because it's just like I've seen several posts where people say, these are the people that support our football teams and our cheerleaders and all
the band,
and
it is, and that's what us as business owners and as have tried to say all these years, but I think it's kind of hit home when you can't get out and go somewhere else. Your small town businesses are still there. Like our grocery store, during all that, Piggly Wiggly stayed completely stopped, and you could find anything you wanted to. Walmart may not have it, but Piggly Wiggly had it.
That's right.
So, and that was so absolutely. And so many of our small retailers were so accommodating to people, and still are, because there are a lot of people that are not getting out that either haven't been vaccinated or are a high risk group. And so many of them, I saw so many times, we'll do back porch pickup or front porch pickup, or I'll just sneak you in the back door. So I think that our local small businesses did a fabulous job of being able to pivot what they normally do. And I know, Connie, you had some things you had to change a little bit about the way you do your business. But everybody really did a great job of trying to not only accommodate the shoppers, but shoppers in return really did a great job of buying gift cards and that type thing. So it makes me happy that was the case during the pandemic, and I hope we continue with that. And we're going to certainly continue to encourage people to shop local and support our local businesses, because that means an awful lot. And outside of what our local businesses do to support our baseball teams and rec ball and that type thing, as far as really supporting the infrastructure of Carroll County, it's a really big deal. So, and I applaud you guys for moving forward with your plans for spring. And I'm hopeful that we're going to have a fun spring here in Carroll County. There's so much to do here. It's just a great place to be, and you guys add to that. So we're glad to have you and have the things that are going on. So if people want to know more about Spring Open House, Facebook, is that the best place to go?
Facebook page, and any of our merchants, most of our merchants, I think, have shared the information on their Facebook pages. So that's the best way. The general time frame on the day is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, great.
And so just come to Bowdon that day. I'll just about guarantee you'll find something fun to do. And that, I wanted to back up for just a minute, because we were talking about our merchants, and I just wanted to shout out to our Bowdon merchants, because it did my heart so much good throughout this whole pandemic to see that they have really stepped up supporting each other. And they go out and they notice if somebody's closed for a couple of days, and they check on each other, and they did so many things, like you said, curbside service. Some of them expanded their websites. They did they opened by appointment, just so many things that they did, and it was just really great to see how they supported one another and all that they did to step up for the community. We have a business in Bowdon now that has an effort going on. West Georgia Balloon is leading an effort to make sure that some of our nursing home residents get something, because she was kind of burdened because, as most of us are, knowing that the folks in our nursing homes and assisted living have not had a lot of interaction. And so she wanted to do something. So she's leading an effort to get just a small balloon buddy, I think is what she calls it, into the hands of our nursing home residents.
That's awesome.
And that is really great.
Well, I applaud you guys for what you've done in Bowdon, and certainly our small merchants and our small businesses have done a fabulous job, and it really does take a village. It really does, and we have seen that firsthand, and I appreciate all that you guys do, and I am looking forward to open house on the 6th. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So remember, guys, March 6th in Bowdon, Georgia, from about 10 to 6. 9 to 3. Just go to Bowdon on the 6th.
Go to Bowdon between 9 and...
Yeah. We want to say, too, how much we appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Since Ron has come on board at the Chamber, it has made a huge difference, too.
Well, thank you.
Just the interaction, which we love the Chamber before, but you being out and about and just being at our events and meeting our merchants, and it makes a
It's a lot of fun. It is not a struggle, let me assure you. I enjoy it very much, and I appreciate y'all coming. And as I talked about on our last podcast, we don't have a fancy studio, but I am so glad that you guys came and visited with us today. And we'll have more folks coming in. I'm not sure who our guest is going to be next week, but we'll surprise you, and we'll have somebody. And y'all, please come back if you've got something else you need to tell us. Oh yeah,
we'll do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. It really is easy. It's easy. So thank you so much for being here. And remember, Bowdon Open House, Spring Open House on March 6th. Check them out on Facebook, Bowdon Mainstreet, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Bye.